IQUINIX is at it again. I reviewed the IQUINIX Q66 a couple months back, in case you saw that. You might not have, because nobody really did. But hey, we're gonna try again with the ZX75, which is what I'm talking about today. This one right here, the ZX75, this is the dark side edition, which is my favorite of the bunch, although it does come in a plethora of options, which you see here. If it's not obvious by the name or looking at it, it's a 75% layout. It's that kind of exploded layout with the separated arrow keys, which I like. And on the right, you've got delete, insert, home, and end. The IQUINIX unboxing experience is always great, and that is the same case here. Of course, you're going to have the keyboard, the big ol' instruction card envelope with your paperwork inside, a nice lengthy USB-A to USB-C cable, a keycap and switch puller combo, some swappable keycaps for Mac users, a wireless USB dongle with the USB-C adapter included, and my personal favorite, a nice little retractable brush you can use to clean dust out from between the keycaps. Very nice. You got your centered USB-C port on the back, power toggle on the bottom, and interestingly, these height adjustment feet are magnetic. I thought they were pop-out feet, so I tried to pop them out and then they came off. I thought I broke the thing, but no, it turns out it's just magnets. You just take them out, flip them over, stick them back on, and your keyboard is adjusted. Just ever so slightly though, so there's only one level of height adjustment. You also have a knob in the top right corner for adjusting your volume, and weirdly, pressing the knob actually pauses your media instead of muting your audio, which is very unusual. You've got a multi-purpose LED light next to the knob, which will show you things like your battery level, caps lock, charge level when the board is plugged in, your Bluetooth connections, and so on. I am really liking the frosted transparent black on this version. I would love to see a transparent purple version of this someday, like the Game Boy Color or the N64, but then again, maybe I'm biased because I grew up in the 90s where everything that was cool was colorful and transparent. I really do like the thick case as well. There are some custom boards out there that have this thick chassis, and I really like how those look, and it really fits nicely here as well. Normally I would hate these screws on the top of the case, but the board kind of has a sort of industrial vibe going here, and I think it kind of fits for what they're going for. Now it starts at $195 for the non-backlit version, and you can up that to $215 if you want RGB lighting. For switch options, you have Gold Pink, which I have here, Silent Rose, or for $10 more you've got Speed Silvers and Ace switches. I don't know what those are, but they are an option for $10 more. Typing on the Gold Pink switches is very smooth out of the box, and it sounds really nice too. This board could definitely benefit from like an extra layer of sound dampening inside the case, maybe silicone or something. I can see through the case that there is no silicone, but there is some dampening material between the PCB and the plate. It sounds a little bit hollow, but it still sounds nice and it's satisfying to type on. Unless you're a custom keyboard user who's already particular about the sound of your keyboards, you're going to be totally happy with this. The stabilizers are pretty nicely tuned here. They sound good out of the box, though you may want to consider looking into maybe a foam for the spacebar. Just something to kind of dampen the echoiness, if that's a word. It's not, but I'm going to use it. Something to kind of subdue that sound and make it a little more crisp. By the way, this keyboard is hot swap with 3 and 5 pin switches, and the LEDs are south facing. The keycaps are cherry profile double shot PBT, not the thickest, but they'll do the job. Thankfully, the RGB is nice and bright, so you can still see it clearly even though these keycaps are not shine through. You can adjust all of your lighting on the board by holding the function key and using the up or down arrows to change the animation speed, delete or insert to adjust the brightness, home to change the effects, and end to change the color of the single color effects. There are actually a lot of single color options, and I think they all really look good on this black version. And if you have the RGB version but want to turn off your lighting, you just hold function and press Z. There is software that you can download. My browser in particular really fought me on downloading it because I was downloading it from the Google Drive and it thought maybe something shady was going on because it's exe files and whatnot. Of course, this day and age, stuff like that is kind of scary, but this does come direct from IQUINIX's website, and it's actually kind of a common thing to happen amongst these keyboards that you don't buy at like Best Buy and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? All I'm saying is, in the couple of years I've been doing this, this is not my first time having to download the software for a keyboard off of a Google Drive. The software lets you adjust your lighting without having to scroll through the keyboard shortcuts, and I think it even has a couple of other effects as well. You can adjust the speed and the bright, so that's That's good. And if you want to, you can even make your own custom lighting. As for programming and reprogramming keys, I couldn't find multiple profiles or anything like that, but you can at least set up 4 different layers. Your layer 0 is going to be your main default layer where you just type, but then you've got layers 1, 2, and 3 where you can set up different shortcuts and macros and what have you. So there's a lot of room for customization here if you really want to do that. If you haven't guessed, this thing is wireless. It's got Bluetooth connections with up to 3 devices, and of course you've got the 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle in the box, which is what I've chosen to use. You're going to get more battery life out of Bluetooth, and especially more battery life if you have the RGB lighting off. But the wireless dongle is going to get you a faster, more secure connection if you're doing any kind of gaming. You've got a 1000 hertz polling rate if you use the dongle, or 125 with Bluetooth. For battery life, I really haven't had very much time to test the battery life to its full extent, though I have been mainly using it wirelessly, and so far it's been perfectly fine. I plugged it in and it was on yellow, which means that it was charging, so that's helpful information. Make sure you like and subscribe. So would I recommend the ZX75? It is definitely a hefty price point, starting at $195, and then if you want the RGB lighting and a certain type of switch, it goes up even more from there. With a lot of exciting options at or around this price point these days, it's not as easy to recommend this keyboard as it would have been like a few months ago. But this keyboard market is always moving, it's always shaking. More and more pre-built keyboards are blending in with the world of custom keyboards, which is something that IQUINIX has been doing since before a lot of these companies. One thing I've always really liked about IQUINIX keyboards, even before I've been partnering with them, is that they have exciting looking designs, very unique and different from a lot of what you'll find out there. And even though keyboards are shaking up and looking different and getting more exciting, I think that's still the case here with IQUINIX, and honestly, if you do want to pick this one up, I think you're going to be happy with it. Are there slightly better or similar options for maybe a little bit more or a little bit less? Sure. But if you're looking at this one in particular, you like the look of this keyboard and you're wondering if you should pick it up, I would say so, yes. I'd say that you'll be happy. By the way, I forgot to mention, you got an affiliate link in the description. If you buy from there, it helps me and it helps the channel and it helps you be a better person because you helped the bro out. Also, it helps you because I got a discount code. Use the code Portly for 5% off. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend about the channel if you're not new, or if you are new. Either way, just tell a friend. Like this video, leave a comment, and dislike it if you didn't like it. Just comment either way telling me why you did or did not. But be nice about it either way. And tell a person that they matter, because they do, and so do you. I'm out of here. I gotta go. Yeah. Oh, I'm keeping that in.